Thank you very much, Morten, for this introduction and for a very nice evening. I think it was really fruitful, interesting discussions around the tables, and I hope you had a good night, good evening, all of you. I don't know, are you tired today,
Yes.
After this night? You are? Maybe a bit late for some of you. But I think a very good start of the day is to listen to some piano music. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So maybe of you have played or are maybe playing the piano, but I think very few of you have made it in the shape of a staircase. But that was exactly what happened in the fall of 2009 in Stockholm. And my name is Marcus Thomasfolk, and I'm the head of communications of Volkswagen in Sweden. I've been working in our company since 2002 when I joined Audi as a PR manager. But since some years now, I'm responsible for communication, both for the Volkswagen brand and for the Volkswagen Group in Sweden. And I'm very happy to be invited here, thank you Morten for that, to talk about a project that we made in Sweden that gained a huge interest, not only in Sweden, but also on a global level. And that is the speed camera lottery and the fun theory. That was a project that I also was part of, and it is one of the projects that I have been most proud of, or it has been maybe the most exciting I've been doing in my whole career. And I will try to start to explain everything from the start, how it all began, so you can understand how everything is connected to each other. So we go back to 2009. Volkswagen was about to launch some new models, some new cars, the Blue Motion cars. They were low emission vehicles, diesel vehicles. You had the Polo Blue Motion, you had the Golf and the Passat Blue Motion. And those were considered to be among the most fuel efficient cars on the market at that time. But I don't know if you remember that, but 10, 15 years ago, environmental friendly cars were considered to be maybe not so exciting, perhaps a little bit boring even. We wanted to change this. We wanted to show that it doesn't have to be this way. So we turned to our agency. We worked with DDB at that time, we still do it, and tried to find out how could we communicate something that could make people believe that it's fun to drive an environmental friendly car. These cars, they were no rockets in any way, but they were well equipped and had a good performance. So that was the start of the fun theory. with the help of different examples and films, we wanted to show that it's easier to change your behavior to the better if it's fun to do it. So after a lot of work between us and the agency, we had 3 main ideas of experiments and films. And the first one was the one you just saw, the piano staircase. And here we wanted to encourage people to take the staircase instead of the escalator. And we thought if we made the staircase a little bit more fun, maybe people would choose it instead of the escalator. And it's obviously much better from a health perspective to walk the steps. So we choose a subway in the city of Stockholm. I don't know if you have been to Stockholm, but this one was located at Odenplan. It's very close to the city center of Stockholm. And we started this project in September 2009. And then we had another example, and that was the world's deepest trash bin. With this innovation, we wanted to encourage people to throw their garbage in this bin. And when doing so, a funny sound was played. It sounded almost like the trash was falling a long way to the other side of the earth. So let's have a look at that one. And then there was a third example, and that was the bottle bank arcade. And here we wanted people to throw their empty bottles for recycling in this bottle bank that worked like a gaming machine. And of course I have a film with this as well. Okay, 3 quite funny films. And the common idea was that all these examples should show that if it's fun to do something, it's easier to change your behavior. And we wanted to link this message to our marketing of our low-emission blue motion cars. So, how do you think it worked with these kind of examples? Well, I would say much better than we ever could dream of. As you saw in the film, 66% more people than normal choose to take the staircase instead of the escalator. And that's quite a big thing. But PR-wise, the success was tremendous. We got coverage all around Sweden, and more than 600,000 people saw the video with the piano staircase. But what was not so expected from us was that it got coverage all over the world. So the campaign was spread in newspapers like LA Times, CNN, Discovery, Daily Mail, La Repubblica, and even Dr. Phil mentioned it in his TV show. That's something. The visits at their website at that time, Volkswagen.se, increased with more than 50%. But maybe the most astonishing result was that the video with the piano staircase was at that time the most shared video on YouTube in the world. And it was even the 11th most shared video in the viral history. So it was crazy, something we never could have dreamt of. And the campaign was also rewarded at many occasions. And the one we were most proud of was the Grand Prix at Cannes Lion in 2010. And here you see some people from DDB who are in Cannes to receive the award. So the success with this, what we did in 2009, convinced that we had found something special, something that people really could relate to. And we were thinking about how to take the next step in this. So we decided to start up the Fun Theory Scholarship, or the Fun Theory Award. The idea with this one was to encourage people to send in their own ideas of how fun can change behavior to the better. And the winner was going to receive a check of 25,000 Swedish kronor, that's around 2,500 euros. But also our promise that we should test this idea in real life as well. So the response was extremely good, and we got more than 700 contributions, not only from Sweden, but from 35 countries all over the world. And we had a hard time to pick the winner. There were so many good ideas coming in. But one was something extra. And that was sent in by the American citizen Kevin Richardson from California. Here you see him together with Åke Lundberg, who was our marketing manager at that time. He was also one of the founders of the Fun Theory. I don't know about you, but it has happened to me that I'm being caught speeding. No way, no, it never happened to anybody here, I hope. But it's okay, it's nothing that I'm proud of, and it's not a really nice situation. And to be honest, there are big risks involved in speeding, in going too fast. I mean, the risk of accidents is increasing, obviously, the faster you drive. So how to prevent people from speeding? Well, Kevin Richardson, he wanted to turn everything around. And instead of giving a fine, giving a reward to people who are keeping the speed limit. So he created the Speed Camera Lottery. And here it is.
Hi, I'm Kevin Richardson. I'm the winner of Volkswagen's Fun Theory Award. My idea was the Speed Camera Lottery. Could we get people to obey the speed limit for fun? I really believe that fun can change human behavior for the better, and I was really thrilled to see that my idea, which started as a scribble submitted into this competition, might even become reality. camera lottery would do two things. One, it would photograph speeders, give them a citation, and that money goes in a pot. But if you're obeying the law, your picture will also get snapped. You'll be entered into a lottery and win some of that money from those speeders.
Jag kör alltid lagligt, men tvekar på att vinna.
Det är en bra positiv grej det där. Kör lagligt och tjäna det är perfekt.
The speed camera lottery was a great idea. And not only we at Volkswagen in Sweden thought that it was really worth to give it a try, but we thought that we needed a partner in this, someone who could add knowledge and research based on data from research. So we were thinking about who to turn to. We had several options, but we decided to go for the National Board of Road Safety in Sweden, called NTF in Swedish. And they were really also enthusiastic about this idea. So we decided to test it together, and we did it at a street in Stockholm in the fall of 2010. And this place was right in the middle of the city of Stockholm. And before we could start everything, we needed to do a lot of things. First, we turned to an inventor who helped us to create this special speed camera, of course. And the experts on the National Board of Road Safety, they helped us with all data that was needed for doing it. But we also went to the police to get the approval to do this, and we also got it, as you can see. Very, very good of them to be brave enough to give us the approval for this special project. And during this period, we activated social media and targeted also our special Facebook page to reach people in the neighborhood, to informing them about what was going on. And as you saw in the video, almost 25,000 people or cars were passing by our speed camera. And it led also to a decrease of the speed with 22%. And that is quite a big change. And yeah, the results of this that we made in Stockholm, we thought they were so good. So we wanted to take the speed camera out to other cities as well. So we created the road tour. We were going to visit 5 cities in the spring of 2011. So we worked out the plan where we took a lot of actions in each city. Of course, we also here needed the police approval to do this in every place. But we also arranged meetings with local politicians to raise the issue about speeding. And we started a blog, we used social media, and we also invited local media. And we made measurements before the project, so we could be able to track the results after it was done. And each city, we were present with the camera for 3 days. And after the experiment, we communicated the results to the local media, and we also gave a prize check to a winner in each place of 10,000 Swedish kronor. So what about the result of this campaign in these 5 cities? Yeah, according to the measurements we made before and after the visits in the cities, the average speed on these roads was decreased with 8%. And that means theoretically that the number of accidents are decreasing with 16%. It also means that the severe injured decrease with 24%. And the fatal accidents are going down with 32% at these roads with this kind of change of speed. Also worth to mention is the reach that we created. We got 62 articles and a reach of 6.3 million. And that was a PR value of almost 2 million SEK. And yeah, time is going fast, not only when I'm standing here, but also since we did this project. It's more than 12 years since we tested the speed camera lottery in Sweden. And we are really grateful that Kevin Richardson, Kevin, I think you're looking at this right now. So thank you, Kevin, for helping us with this great idea. But since Kevin and I are still in contact, I asked him to send us a little greeting from his home in California. So here you are.
Welcome to Copenhagen. I'm happy you wanted to feature my idea of the speed camera lottery. My first time in Copenhagen was over 20 years ago. I still remember the fun, welcoming people. Wanting to apply my media and story background to something impactful, in 2010 I found myself the winner of the Volkswagen Fun Theory contest. The speed camera lottery is a mobility narrative, harnessing beliefs, storytelling, fun, and technology to upend our perceived fixity of things, to solve a problem. It's one mobility narrative. Your car could be a lunchroom, a place to listen to books, or discover new parts of town or the countryside, a place to nap or meditate, a home if you haven't any, a way to meet lovers and friends, bring a child to school or to the hospital, visit an aging parent, attend a wedding. As travel becomes cleaner, safer, adaptive, and more environmentally friendly, you show up embodying those same attitudes. You, your car, and the planet have never been more intertwined. So if you remember one thing, as we change mobility, mobility is changing us too. There's a saying, no man is so tall that he need never stretch, and none so small that he need never stoop. So while you're in Copenhagen, let down your guard and take the Volkswagen Fun Theory Challenge. Can you change human behavior for the better through fun? Talk.
Thank you, Kevin, for those words. So coming to a conclusion now of my speech, can fun really change the behavior to the better? Did we prove this with the fun theory? I would say clearly yes, and you all saw the results here in my presentation. Someone might say, isn't it a big risk to just take away the normal speed surveillance at the road? Well, I would say yes, but why not test both methods together? Because if one method doesn't seem to work 100%, you have to be brave enough to try out new things, new ideas. So a question, maybe some of you have that question. Did we sell any cars on this? Very good question, I must say. It's hard to say if our sales were a result of this campaign, but what we know is that the campaign strengthened the perception of our brand values. And yes, we sold a lot of cars as well. The Blue Motion cars, they were standing for quite a big part of our sales at that time. And today, nobody doubts that then an environmental friendly car also can be fun to drive. And it didn't stop with the fun theory. In 2012, Volkswagen became Swedish champions in touring car racing. And we did this with a car powered by bio-CNG, which is a renewable fuel. And once again, we proved that an environmental friendly car could be fun to drive. And today, we are going fully electric with our cars. Also here, fun is a part of the story. I'd like to show you this car, the ID GTI concept car. That's a car that combines our iconic GTI brand with the new electric era. It's maybe a car for you, Thomas, from Germany, who used to be the owner of a GTI. So let's hope that this fun car will convince even more people to convert to electric. And some last words about the project. Today, fun enough, it still creates a lot of interest. I'm being contacted every year by people or journalists from all over the world. Many of them from Asia, from Korea and Japan. I don't know why, but it seems to be that this project was even more interesting there. We also know that speed camera lotteries have been tested in some different countries around the world. For instance, at the Caribbean islands. And the fact that you invited me to come here to your conference is also another proof of the interest of this unique project 12 years ago. So, many thanks for listening, and I hope you think it was fun. Thank you, sir. Tack.
Wasn't that interesting? Yeah. Any questions? We have a microphone here. Bernard?
Do you have a copyright?
Yeah, in what way do you mean?
If you would like to copy this in Frankfurt, I come from Frankfurt, do we need to talk with you? Do we need to pay some fees to you for your idea?
It depends on how you will use it, but you can be in contact with me and we can discuss that for sure.
So
Absolutely.
You have copyright.
Yes, in a way, yes. But we are happy to spread this idea, as long as you tell who was the inventor of it from the start, so that's okay. Yeah.
I think it's fair to name the inventor, right? Anybody else? Questions?
I have a question. Jesper?
Now this is maybe not so friendly, the question here, but you have a wonderful marketing campaign, and does a marketing campaign like that get derailed by Dieselgate?
Yeah, Dieselgate came in 2015, and that's another story. I've been holding lectures about that as well. What happened with Dieselgate is that we lost trust, we lost confidence in our brand values. We didn't lose any sales, however. What happened after Dieselgate was that we could be in quite fast, I would say, a totally different company, and maybe also go faster into e-mobility. And that's where we are today.
Marcus, one of the things, please just say if you have questions to Marcus. One of the things I was just wondering, with the fun theory and the positive results, why are you not continuing? I mean, because it seems that it had like a certain period of time, but the results were so brilliant. So I was just wondering, why not just continue doing it? Does it saturate the value of it by repeating itself too long time? Or was it more like testing a part of the fun theory?
In a way, we continued with this touring car championship that I showed you. That was another project that we linked to this, and that was going on for some years. So, but it's always like this. You can keep the spirit for a while, but not for a long time. We try to use fun in our brand values as well. It's important for us still. So, yeah.
I think it was a great idea, and I mean, coming out of Sweden. I saw the impact on the media side. What kind of impact did it have for, like, say, Volkswagen in Germany and your mother company?
Yeah, that's quite a funny story, because when we started to explain this to our headquarters in Germany, they, at first time, they were a bit hesitating. They didn't really believe in this. But when they saw the results, how it worked, they were really super enthusiastic, and they wanted us to hold presentations on international conferences and so on. So.
We have a question from Sandra in a second, and also from Pat. I had just a follow-up question, then you will get the microphone. I was just wondering, because what I like about also the piano staircasing doesn't have anything specifically to do with Volkswagen, but it also kind of show the social, corporate social responsibility of, like, mobility, exercising, health. Is that also part of a bigger scheme for Volkswagen as a company?
We are talking a lot about sustainability, and we're trying to be reliable also in that area and that field. And I think maybe one reason why we made Dieselgate in a good way, at least in Sweden, was that we were reliable also before that started, because we have been working a lot with these kind of issues.
Thank you. Sandra?
Yeah. Good morning. I was wondering, do you also apply this fun theory, gamification into the cars? Because I would expect this kind of things, if you put it in a car, people enjoy it every day.
Yeah, in Sweden we are unfortunately not developing the cars. I think we discussed some options with the headquarters in Wolfsburg, but it's not so easy to impact that as an importer. So I hope our cars are in a way fun also today, also with the interior and the functions that we try to adopt, and more things will come, I hope. So yeah.
Pat?
Thank you for the absolutely wonderful presentation. Really steal pieces and point people to it for some time. However, the first thing that I did was go to the funtheory.com, and I don't get to something that talks about the fun theory. So has something happened with the URL?
I'm not sure. I mean,
because it's pointing me to something called the Green Book, that appears to be coming out of Asia. And I would really like to get to whatever it is you would like me to see behind the funtheory.com.
Yeah, okay, we have to have a look at that one. Our YouTube channel is still working with these films, so you can find them there. But yeah, it's 12 years ago, so it's not maybe so active today, but we can have a look at it for sure.
Mark?
Echoing what I think everybody's feeling, absolutely brilliant. One of the things I was wondering, the fun theory, you're talking about it in the product. What about the fun theory in the sales process? Were you able to expand that concept into the entire customer experience? I got very excited when I saw people getting direct mail with the lottery. So were you able to take that concept and expand it into the overall customer experience?
Maybe there were some limits in this project as well, and we could concentrate on some things, some issues that I tried to explain here. We are continuously working with the sales process also in Sweden for our staff, and we are doing a lot of changes all the time, but maybe we did not really implement this project to the sales process.
Then we have Jacques.
Hi, Marcus. I have a question because sustainability is also a big thing now in our industry. To your opinion in Volkswagen Group, what is the next thing? Is it electrification or is it biofuels?
Our group and our brand has clearly decided to go for electrification as the target, and going for 100% e-mobility in the future. That's what we are aiming for. But we are also looking into like these kind of synthetic fuels. Our CEO, Oliver Blume, he comes from Porsche, where Porsche have been working with these synthetic fuels because it could make sense also in the existing car fleet to try out some new ideas here. But e-mobility is the main way to go for us.
Any other questions? Two questions, actually one is more like a statement. You have the LinkedIn profile here of Marcus, but you also have somewhere Marcus's either badge to scan or his pretty face somewhere at the location. So if you want to connect, you can just scan the QR code. So that of course goes for everybody. I think that we have QR codes on everybody except Christian Max. You don't have a LinkedIn profile. Get it done. Last thing is, Marcus, obviously here, this is the printing industry.
Yeah.
Totally disconnected from what you just spoke about. How important is print in communication from a company like Volkswagen?
I was responsible for our customer magazine for many years, and I really defended this product because I thought it created value for the customers. It was a premium product that we sent out to customers who had the Volkswagen that was 5 years or younger. But sad to say, but we changed it now to a digital concept last year because of many things. The costs were a big part of it. I still think it's a bit sad because it's something special to get this magazine in your hand. But we need to work in all areas. We work both digitally and we work also with print, of course. So, yeah.
Well, a huge applause to Marcus, and thank you very much for your time here.
Thanks again. Thank you. Thank you.